Hi, I'm Carl from the Woodshoptv, and today we're going to make some vacuum chucks. I use the hold fast system as a vacuum system. I'll put a link down below in the description where you can find that. Last week I got a chance to hang out with Dave Schweitzer and spend some time in his shop. He is a wealth of wood turning knowledge, and he had a few chucks like this that he uses. I was very impressed at how well they hold, so I figured I would make some of my own. Let's get started. Help support the companies that support our community. Okay, here's what you're going to need for this project. Some MDF. I got some 3/4 inch MDF. If you have some scrap, that's great. I picked a package of the foam flooring there, and that's going to go on the face. You need some silicone, spray adhesive, and then a variety of the sizes of the couplers. These ones are 5 inch, 4 inch, 2 3/4, and 2 1/4, but depending on what you're doing, you might not need all of these. And you're going to need some little face plates. I have a couple of them, so I'm going to use those, but you can pick up the smaller ones, fairly inexpensive, and it doesn't really matter because you're going to silicone them to the vacuum chuck and leave them there, so don't spend a lot of money on the expensive face plates. I'm making the discs about 1 inch bigger than the PVC. For the back one, it's not that critical, but for the front one, you need a radius on it for the foam to sit on. All right, I just centered it up. It's going to be a little bit off, but just put a circle around it so I know right where it's at. I'm going to use deck screws on this. Normally, if you're doing faceplate turning, use a better screw, a better steel screw. But because I'm going to silicone this to it, I'm not real worried about that. They are going to come through it, but we're going to cut them off with a Dremel tool. Drill all the screws in and then back out so you can clean off the surface so you get a nice clean seal. I want to put it where the screws are going to go through too. All right, we'll wipe off the excess and then let that set up for a little bit. What we're going to do is put it on the lathe here. I'm going to trim those off so it's flush, and then I'm going to use double-sided tape to put that one to here, and we'll turn that one for the collar here, and then we'll pull it off and turn this one. I started out with the gouges, but they don't work very well on MDF. I switched to the carbide tools and it works better, but it is really dusty, so hook up a vacuum to it. When you're making the tenons for the PVC, try and make these fit as tight as possible. The less play you have, the less vibration you're going to have. Now that that's all set up, I'm going to go ahead and put the live center in, bring it back up, and bring the diameter down on these. I'm going to bring this one down quite a bit. And this one here, I'm going to round it over and pop a hole in the center so it has a nice surface for the foam pad and a bowl to sit. For the large one, I'm going to cut a piece about 8 inches and I'll trim it off after I glue it onto the piece. This foam has a little bit of texture on it, so I'm going to resaw it and get rid of that texture so it has a nice surface to glue to. All right, for the spray glue, you apply it to both surfaces and then let it tack up a little bit. All right, now that it's set up, I'm going to go ahead and put it together, and I hooked the vacuum system up to it, so I'm going to stick a bowl to it, and so it'll suck this around the corners and seal it all on there. All right, it's all set up. I'm going to go ahead and use a little detail gouge and come around here and trim this up a little bit. I want to leave a little bit of an overhang, but not too much. In case you ever wanted to use the center for something, you might want to just leave a little bit of it in there. Okay, it doesn't cut like butter, but it does cut. There we go. There's not a whole lot to them. They're not very pretty, but they work fantastic. When I was talking to Dave, he was explaining to me how he green turns bowls, and he does it all on a vacuum chuck. He'll put a piece of wood on there, turn the bottom, flip it around, and clean out the inside all on a vacuum chuck, and I was very impressed. So I got home and started making some of my own. I've been wanting to make some smaller ones for boxes for a long time too. This one right here. And on this one, Ron had sent me a waste block that was already pre-threaded, so I just went ahead and used that, and it works great for little things like that. Quick note before I go, the Make It Matters auction ends tomorrow, so I will put a link again down below in the description to the website, so go check out all the wonderful pieces that are up for auction, and it's to raise money for children with families with autistic children. So please go check that out, and please place a bid on something. There's lots of great stuff up there. Put a link down below to that again. And the other thing again is the Toolmasters Association. I'll put a link down below in the description for that. It's a great way to support my channel and to get great discounts on tools. And we're going to be starting up classes here very soon. They're just finishing up Fusion 360 class. Izzy's going to be doing some classes over there as well, and so am I. And a bunch of other people are coming on board to do classes as well. So please go check it out. All right, if this is your first time here, I have a new project video every Friday. I hope to see you there. Till next week, take care.